All right, friends, we're going to go over our homework for today, Monday, October 10th. Remember, you're only doing the Monday part of our homework, and this is a spiral review, so we're going over things that we've already learned in class as well as some of the things that we're learning right now to keep you reviewing all the standards. So let's jump right in with number one. We see number one is a multiplication problem, a 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication. Because I have 2 digits in my bottom number, I know that I'm going to have two partial products to get my full product, so I'm going to need to zero and cross out. Here we go. 5 times 9 is 45. Carry your 4, bring down your 5. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. Carry your 1, bring down your 4. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Now we need to zero and cross out. Zero and cross out. Keep going. 9 times 9 is 81. Carry your 8, bring down your 1. 9 times 2 is 18. Plus 8 is 26. Carry your 2, bring down your 6. 9 times 2 is 18. Plus 2 is 20. We need to add up our answers. 5 plus 0 is 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. 6 plus 1 is 7. 1 plus 0 is 1. Bring down your 2. And we get the answer of 21,755 for our first answer. All right, looking at number two. Number two is a division problem, so we're going to be using partial quotients. So the first thing that I need to do is set up my think box. It's time to divide. I'll tell you how it's done. Using partial quotients is a whole lot of fun. Set up your think box. Whoops. Hundreds, tens, and ones. Next, look at the problem because we've only just begun. So let me set up my think box. That equals 440 and 4. Okay? Using friendly numbers is the way to go. Put your number on the outside and your answer below. I can't do any hundreds friendly numbers because 400 is too big. So I'm going to be doing a tens friendly number. I could put a 10 up there, but 10 times 40 equals 40, and 40 is a lot smaller than 355. So I'm going to use my think box over here to see how close I can get to 355 without going over. And I know that 100 times 4 is 400, and really 355 is close to 400, so I'm going to start with a higher number. So I think I'm going to start with the number 50. It's a nice halfway point. 50 times 4. Take out that 0. 5 times 4 equals 20. Add that 0 back. 50 times 4 is 200. I think I could get a little bit closer. Let's go to 60 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24, and add that 0. 60 times 4 is 240. Let's keep going. I'm going to skip 700. Let's go to 800. Let's just see what that's going to do. Not 800, excuse me. 80 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. So 80 times 4 is 320. That's pretty close. I think I'm going to stick with my 80. Put your number on your outside and your answer below. Subtraction comes next. Yeah, you know it's getting real. We're trying to make the dividend completely disappear. Keep using friendly numbers to subtract the dividend. Okay? I can't use a tens number anymore because 10 times 4 is 40, and that's too big. So now I've got to use a ones number. So now I'm using my multiplication facts. What times 4 is going to get me really close to 35? Well, I can use down here to help me out. I just said that 8 times 4 is 32, and then I added my 0 on to get 320. So 8 is going to get me really close to 35. Put your number on the outside and your answer below. Subtraction comes next. Yeah, you know it's getting real. We're trying to make the dividend completely disappear. Keep using friendly numbers to subtract the dividend. When you can't subtract again, then you know you've reached the end. Let's wrap this problem up because you know it's getting late. Add up your friendly number. There's your answer. Man, you're great. Check it with multiplication. So, I've got 88 with a remainder of 3. Make sure, friends, when you write your answer, you do put that remainder. We need to check it with multiplication to make sure we get our dividend. So I'm going to do 88 times 4. I got some space over here, so I'll do it over here. 88 times 4. 4 times 8 is 32. Carry my 3, bring down my 2. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 3 is 35. And then I have a remainder of 3, so I need to add 3 to that, and I get an answer of 355, which is my dividend. so I know that I got it correct. So the answer is 88 with a remainder of 3. And that is how you write it, friends. 88 with small r 3. I don't need any little bitty numbers up here. Write it just like that. All right, number 3, write as a numeral. So we're writing in standard form, 5 and 8 thousandths. 5 and, that and tells me to put a decimal. 8 thousandths, I know that I have tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So I know that my 8 is going to need to be in that thousandths place. I know 5 is my whole number. 5 and 8 thousandths. That means I have 2 blank spaces, so I need to put a 0 in. So 5 and 8 thousandths is written as 5.008. It's important that I have those 2 placeholder zeros to make sure that 8 is in the right place value. 5 and 8 thousandths. All right, looking at number 4, which choice best shows the shaded amount? We're going to assume that the flat equals 1 whole. So I need to show what these 3 cubes represent. If this whole thing equals 1 whole, then each little piece equals a hundredth, because there are 100 of them that make up 1 whole. So that means that this is 100th, this is 100th, and this is 100th. So that's 1, 2, that's 1, 2, 3 hundredths. So I'm looking for 3 hundredths. I can see all of these have 3 in them, so let's just go ahead and X out the ones I know are incorrect. I know it's not 30, right? All right, so I have a 3 in this place, I have a 3 in this place, and I have a 3 in this place. So I have to figure out which one is the hundredths place. Well, using what I know about place value, I know that if this is my ones place, and here's my decimal, I can use my imagining a mirror to know that if this is the tens place, then on the opposite side is the tenths place. So one place after the decimal point is the tenths place. I said that these are hundredths, so I don't want my 3 to be in the tenths place. So A is also incorrect. Okay, I'm going to continue to use that idea of a mirror. After tens comes the hundreds. So on the opposite side of the tenths comes the hundredths. Well, that's where I want it to be, right? I want it to be in the hundredths place because each of these little cubes represents 100th, and there are 3 of them. So I want the 3 to be in 2 places after the decimal point. D shows me a 3 2 places after the decimal point. B is also incorrect because it went 3 places after the decimal point. I know that after hundreds comes thousands. So if I use my mirror image, after hundredths comes thousandths. And I don't want thousandths, so I also know that B is incorrect. So the correct answer is D. Number 5 is another division problem, so we're going to be using partial quotients. So let's set up our think box, hundreds, tens, and ones. Next, look at the problem, because we've only just begun. We do have a divisor that is 2 digits, but we're still going to do the same thing we've done before. So, using my tens trick, I have 15 with 2 zeros, which is 1,500. 15 with 1 0, which is 150. And 15 with no zeros, which is just 15. These are my friendly numbers that I'm going to use. All right, so I have 4,470. So it looks like I can use a 100. But you know what? 1,500 is pretty far away from 4,470. So I think I'm going to actually try to increase my hundreds number just a little bit. So I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to say, well, what's 2 times 15? I know that 2 times 15 is 30. That's just a fact that I know in my head. So if I add a 0 to make it 20 times 15, then that equals 300. And if I add another 0 to make it 200 times 15, that would give me 3,000. 3,000 is pretty close to 4,470. And I'm using friendly numbers. So this is where I'm going to start with. So I need to put my number on the outside, 200, and my answer below. Subtraction comes next. Yeah, you know it's getting real. We're trying to make the dividend completely disappear. So I have 1,470 left. So now, I can't quite get 100 times 15 because that's 1,500. So my hundreds are now too big. So I need to go to a tens number. All right, well, 1,470 is really close to 1,500. So if I can't use 100, I'm going to try to use 90. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do 15 times 9. Remember, we can use our zero trick to make this easier. So I'm going to wait to put my 0 until the end. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 4 is 13. So 9 times 15 is 135. Now I can add my 0 on, and I can see that 90 times 50 is 1,350. And that will fit under my dividend. So put your number on the outside, 90, and your answer below, 1,350. Subtraction comes next. Yeah, you know it's getting real. We're trying to make the dividend completely disappear. All right, I have 120 left. So now I've got to figure out 15 times what is going to get me to 120. Well, 120 is smaller than 150, so I cannot use a tens number anymore. I can also go back to what I've already done, and I can remind myself that when I did 15 times 9, it was 135, and that was too much. So I think I'm going to go down one. I'm going to try 15 times 8, because 15 times 9 is too big. 8 times 5 is 40. Carry your 4, bring down your 0. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12. And looky there, by using what I've already done to solve this problem, I was able to quickly and easily find the answer to this problem. 15 times 8 is 120. So I'm going to put my number on the outside and my answer below. Subtraction comes next. Yeah, you know it's getting real. We're trying to make the dividend completely disappear. Keep using friendly numbers to subtract the dividend. When you can't subtract again, then you know you've reached the end. Let's wrap this problem up because you know it's getting late. Add up your friendly numbers. There's your answer. Man, you're great. Check with multiplication. So we got an answer of 298. We're going to check with multiplication to make sure we got the right answer. 298 times 15. We want our answer to equal our dividend, 4,470. Let's go. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 9 is 45. Plus 4 is 49. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. 0 and crossed out. 0 and crossed out. Keep going. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 2 is 2. Let's add it up. 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 8 is 17. Carry the 1. Bring down your 7. 9 plus 1 is 10. Plus 4 is 14. Carry your 1. Bring down your 4. 2, 3, 4. 4,470. Bada bing, bada boom. It's what we wanted, so we got the answer correct. So 4,470 divided by 15 is 298. Fantastic. All right, let's look at the last problem on your homework. A pattern starts with 2. The second number is a 10. The third number is 18. Fourth is 26. And fifth is 34. If the pattern continues, will the 22nd number in the pattern be even or odd? So let's think about this. We went from 2 to 10 to 18 to 26 to 34. And it's going to go on and on and on. And we want to know, is it going to be even or odd when we get to the 22nd number? So we need to figure out how this pattern was made. So how do I get from 2 to 10? Well, I could do 2 times 5 would get me to 10. But 10 times 5 is 50. So times 5, not the one we're looking for. All right, well, let's try addition. 2 plus 8 gets me to 10. 10 plus 8 gets me to 18. 18 plus 8 gets me to 26. 26 plus 8, let's see, 26, yeah, that would give me to 34. So I think that my pattern rule is to add 8 every time. So what do you think? If I continue to add 8 every time, is my 22nd answer going to be even or odd? Well, I could go through and I could just keep adding until I get to my 22nd answer, but that's going to take a very long time. So let's use what we know about math. All of my numbers so far have been even. If I have an even number and I add an even number to an even number, my answer will always be an even number. That will always be the case. So, using what I see, using what I know, I can say with very good certainty that the 22nd number in the pattern will be even. And so that is our answer for number 6. So there you go, numbers 1 through 6 for tonight's homework. Hopefully you were able to get all the answers correct. If not, come see me in the morning. I would love to talk to you about it. Don't forget you have your test on Thursday. I'll see you guys tomorrow.